Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Oh my God, I love that. And what's that? The reminder that we get to choose. You get to choose, I get to choose, we all get to choose what things mean. We get to choose what this moment means, what somebody says, what's happening in your life. See, all of that is fundamentally meaningless. Nothing is good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. And that right there, that beautiful, beautiful truth, if used, will help you to move swiftly through life with a little amount of stress. It's so amazing what happens when you control the narrative in your mind. And don't think that you can't. You can. If you have an issue right now with controlling what's happening in your mind, the only reason why is because it's just a habit. That's it. And remember, habits can change. There's a beautiful line from Dr. Albert Ian Gray from The Common Denominator of Success. He says, change your habits, change your life. He also says that people form habits, habits form futures. You want to change your life, you want to change your future, change your habits. Change how you're thinking. Remember, you don't become what you think about most of the time. You become how you're thinking most of the time. And how you're thinking is rooted in your habits, in your beliefs. Change those things. Oh my gosh, everything changes. And by the way, it'll change in exact proportion to those changes you made inside. So here, what we've been studying is about how to embed within you powerful thought habits. Remember, thoughts are things. Thoughts are energy. Thoughts are the magnets that attract to us the very things that we think. When you change your thoughts, your life changes. And what we've been using is the Master Key System by Charles Haanel. Now, if you don't have a copy of this, or if you don't have this copy, get it. And if you'd like this specific copy, you can get it out there in Amazon, TikTok. But otherwise, you can just click on the link that we provide you and get your copy, and then most importantly, use it. Now, when it comes to the information that's in this book, it's so important for you to understand that this knowledge, what's written in here, is not power. Information is not power. Knowledge, information is mere static energy. In other words, it's just there. The only way that it has power in your life is if it's dynamic. Think about that. Life is dynamic. Life is not static. If life were static, you're dead. See, it's dynamic, which means you've got to use it. You must apply it. Application, baby. That's where it's at. When you apply the information, your life changes. If you just gather the information, nothing's going to change. And you know what I'm talking about. That's what the personal development world has unknowingly formed, as a culture of information gatherers. Get this book, get that book, read this book, read that book. No. Yeah, you've done that. You probably even have a beautiful library of books. But then what good are they unless they're used? See, that's what we share here at Elevitality in this daily study group, Master Your Mind. We share with you the importance of using this amazing information. So use it, and use it as if your life depends on it. Why? Because it does. Now, make sure you have with you your goal card. Wave your goal card. Come on, guys. Wave your goal card. If you don't have one, reach out to us. We will send you a link on how you can get these. Now, these are really great tools. With that in mind, I want to remind you that we don't manifest what we write on the goal card. You don't manifest the vision board. You don't manifest the affirmation. What you manifest is how you feel about it. Feeling's the secret. See, yes, this is great. Write down how you'd love things to be, but most importantly, that fall in love with it. Start thinking from it. Use what we're sharing with you to connect with this. And by doing that, guess what will show up? This! Exactly this. All right, so let's dive into this, shall we? Let's go into where we were in this magnificent masterpiece, the Master Key System. All right, so look at that. I have some parts highlighted here. All right, so where we are is on page 280. Okay, we're on 280. Now, big question here. All of these are big questions. Upon what does wealth depend? Now, how many of you want to be wealthy, right? Raise your hand. Of course, yes, you do. Of course you do. That's why you're here. Other reasons too. But, anyways, upon what does wealth depend? And here the answer is upon an understanding of the creative nature of thought. Now, this is important. Remember, he's talking about laws in this book. And here specifically, he's talking about cause and effect. Thoughts are the causes, the results are the effect. How much you earn is the result of how you think. How much you're earning right now is exactly what you're supposed to be earning. Nothing more, nothing less. From what? From what you believe to be true, from the habits you have. As within, so without. Write that in your notes. As within, so without. So when you get this, when you see that wealth is created first in the mind through thought, you're going to be able to change a lot in your life. Why? Because thought externalizes itself. And again, you can look at this practically from other examples that are there. And all you need to do is look at the things that are in the room that you're in right now that were made. Just look at your device that you're watching this on, whether it's your computer or your phone, which is not a phone, it's actually a handheld computer that happens to be, have the functionality of a phone, or even maybe the walls or the paint, the ceiling, maybe a fan in your room, the clothes you're wearing. What do they all have in common fundamentally? They were all in someone's mind in the form of an image before they became the material thing. See, someone thought them into a result. They thought them into a result. See, the world without is the world of effect. It's not the cause. This physical world is all what you see. This physical world, what you're looking at is the externalization of thought. See, the true world we live in is an imaginal world. It's a thought evolved world. And the more you control that narrative inside, the more you'll control what's on the outside. Now let's use this here practically here in your life. How have you been thinking most of the time? Well, you need not look further than the results of your life. Why? Because they reveal how you've been thinking. Now, can you think whatever you want to think? What's the answer? Yes. No one can force you to think the thoughts you think. You've been given this gift called agency, which is your ability to act or be acted upon. Act or be acted upon, meaning how you process your thoughts. The point being is you can think whatever you want. You don't have to consent to things as they are. That's your greatest gift. And if you use it to only consent to thoughts that are rooted in wealth, supply, abundance, prosperity, happiness, guess what your life is going to end up being? Exactly that. See, here you can use the beautiful practical example that I share with you many times. Will you be able to be happy most of the time if you're constantly thinking sad thoughts? No. Heck to the no. It's not going to happen. Isn't that a beautiful, simple question? But the thing is, see, you know it. And what's interesting is you can apply it to everything. If you want wealth in your life, will you be able to attract wealth in your life if your mind is saturated with thoughts about lack, limitation, poverty? No, it doesn't work that way. See, you've got to let go of that and let in the light of wealth. You've got to consent to ideas and be emotionally involved with ideas that are solely in harmony with that wealth if you want that to come into your life. And this is what we're wanting you to get here. This is what we're wanting you to understand. So wealth depends upon an understanding of the creative nature of thought. So think. Think big thoughts. Imagine great things. Move within your mind great ideas, not ideas that don't serve you. Of which, by the way, when the ideas in your mind are negative, you got to remember that those are happening automatically, rooted from the paradigm. You're not inviting that into your life. See, this is where you have to override it. This is where you must think. Now, let's go further. So good, isn't it? Upon what does its true value consist? Upon its exchange value. Now let's grab onto that. Upon its exchange value. It's like this. If you want to receive, you must give. Let's think in terms of your goal. Okay, the only way that this is going to have life in your world, your material world, is if you give it life. Then you will receive, you will reap this being something in the material world. You must fall in love with the idea. As what Thomas Troward says, you must vivify it with your vitality. See, that's giving, and then in turn will vivify you. You will receive life. Why? Because it'll show in its livingness. You'll see, oh my goodness, it's growing. So you got to exchange it for something else, in other words. And what you must exchange when it comes to what you would love for your life is you must exchange your life for it. You must give it your life. Now, with money, it's not about having money. It's about what the money can do. See, when you engage that way, when it comes to this true value, if you want to earn more, you really lock into the law of compensation, which is rooted in the law of cause and effect. How much you earn is directly proportionate to number one, the need for what you do, number two, your ability to fill that need, and number three, how difficult it would be to replace you. See, that's the exchange. When you are really, really great at filling a need, I got news for you, you're going to be paid a lot. If the need is huge and you fill that need really, really well, you're going to be paid a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Okay. But if the need is very little, and even if you're really good at it, see, you're going to be paid in exact proportion to whatever that is. And then what you do from there is you just work on being really great at filling that need to the point of where you're difficult to be replaced. See, that's the exchange. That's the price you're paying. And it in turn will come back to you in exact proportion to that. Now, before we go any further, those of you who are watching the live stream of the beginning part of this, if you'd like to tap into these calls and watch the rest of them and watch the replays, then go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind. You'll thank yourself later.